Yes, people, and welcome back to another stream. Hopefully, you can hear me. Because yesterday we had bare audio issues. So, guys, big up to everyone in the chat. Get smashing that like button, get subscribing to the channel. Make sure you do all those things as you come into the stream. We've got 3 big streams today. We're going to do today's morning transfer stream, well, midday-ish. Then we're going to do an evening stream where we'll talk about some other topics. And then we're going to do the Chelsea Club World Cup watch-along. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that content today. Let's try and get 20 likes ASAP. Get these likes up, get subscribing. And yeah, we are live. We are live and direct, people. So yeah, big up to everyone in the chat as always. Let's get into some of your comments. We are going to play this Fabrizio Romano clip. He has given us an update. Smash the likes in early. Smash the likes. Big up to Jacob in the house. KERKEZ, here we go this week. Yeah, mate. It's looking like this week we are finally going to see that Milos KERKEZ. Here we go. Big up the chat as always. Big up to Benjamin in the chat. So yeah, let's play this clip from Fabrizio Romano. I'm going to check this time so it's not too bad.
Big days ahead for Liverpool. After Jeremy Frimpong deal, in the next days, Liverpool will formally complete the record club signing Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Wirtz will return from his holidays, have his medical at Liverpool, and complete his move as new red. So massive signing for Liverpool. Next one, Milos KERKEZ, who is going to be a Liverpool player. Here we go, is coming. The agreement is almost okay, so just working on the final steps of this deal. And so busy time for Liverpool. New right back, Jeremy Frimpong. New left back, Milos KERKEZ. New superstar, Florian Wirtz. Here we go. Big days ahead for Liverpool after Jeremy Frimpong.
He basically confirmed that he's going to be doing his medical this week, Mr. Wirtz. And yeah, what a time, man. And he's also said that KERKEZ is also close to a here we go as well. Man, what a time to be a red, eh? What a time to be a red. People, we've got 20 people in the building. We want to try and get these likes up to 20 quickly as possible. It's very important. You do help push out to more and more people in the channel. So yeah, let's see what else people are saying in the comments. KERKEZ Friday here. KERKEZ Friday then. Mate, it could well be a KERKEZ Friday. Yes, you are right. It could, to be fair, be a KERKEZ Friday. You never know. Hopefully, fingers crossed anyway. So yeah, people, let's get into some other stuff that people have said on regarding Liverpool transfer news. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted 12 minutes ago, plan confirmed for Wirtz, holiday to finish later this week. Medical tests booked on Friday. The agreement between all parties involved is done and sealed since Tuesday. Confirmed. I don't know you. No. Okay. Oh, God, we got this guy back again. Let me. Don't be like that, mate. You always come in my chat and be a prat. That's what you do. So yeah, guys, KERKEZ, Florian Wirtz medical is happening on Friday. Smash that likes. That is not good news at all. We're on 19 likes. Let's try and get these likes up to 20. People, I don't think we're going to see the announcement. We'll probably see it over the weekend. Hey, could we get a Verge Saturday? A Verge Saturday Sunday announcement? I reckon it'll probably be on Monday, to be honest. Verge Monday will probably be the thing, if I'm being honest. I think it'll be a Verge Monday is what I'm predicting is going to happen. I'm here to support you. Well, as long as you don't be a tit like you was the other day, mate, then yes, stay in the chats. So yeah, KERKEZ, not KERKEZ, I keep calling him KERKEZ. Verge medical, guys, is done. Obviously, we all know that Here We Go was all done and dusted, and you know, now it's just about his medical. What's this? Richard Hughes is optimistic that he'll be able to drive down Bournemouth's 45 mil asking price for Milos Kerkez's Anfield edition. Why has he just tweeted that? Well, to be fair, I'd expect Richard Hughes to be able to use his power that he had at Bournemouth. If I'm, being honest. And then, they also confirmed that David Ornstein, the current plan is for Longworth undertaking medical in the UK on Friday before completing his transfer from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool. So his medical is happening. It's done. It's now basically just doing his medical, his announcements, etc. And then obviously he will be announced as a new Liverpool player. People, we've got 35 people in this building. Let's get these likes up to 25 ASAP. Big up to every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you have clicked that subscribe button and the like button, and also share the video to your mates, your uncle, your nan, your best mate, your fish, your cat. I saw it suggested that the Verge unveiling might be done after the night deal ends, as he is Adidas athlete. That seems to make sense, although is a wait. He's going to be announced. He's going to be announced in the Liverpool kit. I don't think Liverpool are going to wait, in my opinion. I think, if I'm being honest, Liverpool aren't going to wait. I don't even know what you mean there, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. 33 people in the building. Big up to everyone. Come on, Liverpool. KERKEZ is worth more than 45 million. You can just splash the cash already and kindly a centre back. KERKEZ is going to get done. I don't think there's any worry, if I'm being honest. With you. And I don't think people should be concerned. I don't know why you would be concerned, if I'm being truly honest, about the deal not getting done. He's going to get done for probably about, I think it's going to be 35 million plus add-ons. That's what I'm thinking. So, like, if he gets a certain amount of assists or appearances, he wins a title or Champions League, it would be those classic bonuses that will be within his contract. So I think people just need to relax, let Mr. Hughes do his business. Fabrizio confirmed it, and then obviously Ian Doyle said that Richard Hughes is optimistic that he will be able to drive down Bournemouth's 45 mil asking price for Milos Kerkez. No, I've not had a hair transplant, mate. Jesus Christ. Let me have a look at some other stuff. So yeah, Florian Plassenberg has also said that this. I'll just put it on the screen for you. This is what Florian Plassenberg has also said. Literally, everyone's coming out and saying, yeah, the medical is going to be happening. He said this week is Florian Wirtz week in Liverpool, as reported, and now 100% confirmed. Wirtz is on holiday until Wednesday. It's possible he will undergo one part of his medical on Thursday. The medical is expected to be by Friday at the latest, all booked and prepared to contract all 2030. Give him a fucking 9-year contract. Why don't we do a Chelsea? Give him a 9-year contract. People with 3 likes away from 30. So let's try and get these likes up to 30 quickly as possible. Let's get to 30 likes. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you have subscribed. We are 6 subscribers from 1,570, so we want to try and aim towards that today, if that is possible. I didn't know you were a holy man. I mean, I've got religious people in my family, but yeah, get these likes up. Let's get subscribing, and yeah, let's dive into some more of the news. So yeah, he's going to be doing his medical. That's done. Also, Fabrizio Romano did come out, confirmed Andrea Treffert joins Bournemouth as new left back to replace Milos KERKEZ, who's going to join Liverpool. Yeah, he's going to be a Liverpool player. We could possibly get maybe a here we go today. I won't completely say, there's every chance that we do maybe get here we go today. Hopefully, it would be nice to have a here we go. But we'll have to wait and see how more news does unfold. But people, if you are joining the stream, if you're new to this stream, smash that like button, get subscribing. Also, I've just seen this. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been particularly shy since joining Real Madrid and hasn't left Jude Bellingham alone. He has been by his side and followed him during any exercise. It's not so easy, is it, mate? What's this? What's Jota said? It's a moment I'll cherish forever. It's a remarkable achievement for the small guy that came from Godolmel, where I dreamed to arrive to this moment was outstanding. Big up to Diogo. But yeah, if you are joining, this is confirmed. Florian Wirtz medical is booked. It is done. I don't think I need a medical. Oh god. Yeah, it is done. He's doing his medical, and that is confirmed. Big up to Bonkers, mate. Always showing the kind of support in the chat. Yeah, we always aim for 50 likes on the streams. 37 of you inside, 30 likes. Big up to yourselves as always. Let me have a look to see if that's updated. So yeah, I said this from day one. Once Bournemouth announced their left back that they want, that's when the Milos KERKEZ deal will become a lot more advanced and the deal will get done. But we do have some Isak news we are going to be discussing. What should we move on to? Darwin Nunez. I mean, the Darwin Nunez news is quite big. This is what's said to be about Darwin Nunez. Yeah, Friday will be his medical mates. Let's go into this. So this is what Napoli said from Fabrizio. Napoli moved from calls to serious contacts for Darwin Nunez. They are working on this deal. You then go back. Napoli have stepped up. We now need to see if it's financially feasible, especially considering the competition from Saudi and European clubs. But one thing certain, Darwin will leave Liverpool this summer. You can tell that's from the actual Fabrizio Romano account. So it's done. He's going to be leaving, guys. No more Darwin Nunez. I think he's going to go to Saudi. Not Saudi. Say in Europe. Big up to Hato in the chat, mate. Appreciate yourself for tuning in today's stream. 46 of you now inside. Big up to yourselves. I need Nunez to stay somehow. What do you mean? Why do you need him to stay? Oh, mate. Oh, you're getting put in a timeout. I'm not putting up with your silly stuff again. Silly comments. There you go. So yeah, guys, let's try and get these likes up to 35. But yeah, subscribed. Make sure you are subscribing. It helps push out to more and more people in the YouTube community. So yeah, Darwin Nunez is he's going to be leaving, and in my opinion, to see him miss all the chances. Wow, that's just mean, mate. I won't wish that on you, although you do support Chelsea. To be fair, let me have a look. What was it gonna read out? So yeah, guys, Darwin's gonna be leaving. In my opinion, I would rather sell him to Saudi, just because the overall package, the fee, will get a lot more for him rather than if he was to go to, no disrespect, but to Napoli. We all know, I mean, how poor the Serie A league is in terms of a financial aspect. That's why I'd rather him go to Saudi, because Liverpool would get more money, would get the cash up front, tax-free, all this and that, and no messing about, and we can use that money straight away to invest into the club and go and get me a striker. All Serie A clubs are stingy. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think, how much will Napoli charge? I mean, they're going to get 60 million for Osherman. The worry is how much will they be willing to pay for Darwin? I can't see them paying 70 million. I could see them capping it at 55, 50. If I'm being honest. What do you know about Isak going to Liverpool? Please tell. Or what do you think? I will be speaking about Isak very soon, mate. Right now we are just chatting around Darwin. Let's run a poll. Will Darwin go to Saudi or stay in Europe? Saudi. So yeah, let's get that poll voted. I'm intrigued to see what you people think in terms of what do you think's going to happen to him. Isn't he the biggest flop in recent times for Liverpool? Yes. I don't know if it's relevant, but as a Liverpool fan, have you seen a Man City? Man City's rebuilding and Liverpool rebuilding. Man City are going all guns out to retain their crown, but it is Liverpool. You never walk alone. Right now, I'm not really focused on what Manchester City's doing. I will probably evaluate and deep it a lot more when we've concluded and done all our business that is required. Isak will cost 100 more. I actually do think Isak is possible, and I'm going to explain why later. I'll give Nunez a box of my Jamaican rum as a part of leaving deal. I need this guy gone. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Offer him anything and hopefully he would accept. We're on 33 likes. Let's try and get these up to 35. We're trying to aim for 50 likes in today's stream. I think that's possible. to hit. If I'm being truly honest. Let me have a look. Let's see what the poll is saying so far. People think he's going to be staying in Europe. 67% to 33%. Interesting. Okay. I personally think it depends, if I'm being honest. It really does depend. It really does depend on a couple of things. 35 people in the building. Let's get these likes up. That's a like from me. Big up to yourself, Sam Makes Saudi. Do you think Liverpool hold out and see if they think we can get a drive and asking price from Saudi? But yeah, guys, we are bringing a guest onto the channel. Make sure before we do, you're subscribing to my man's channel. Big up yourself. Can you hear me, bro? Hello, mate. Can you hear me? I can just hear it. I don't know what's going on here. I think he's just restarting. Big up to Fozzie anyway. He's going to be coming on the channel, guys, while he just sorts out his mic and technical issues. 35 likes. Let's get these up to 40, man. Come on, let's get these likes up to 40. Big up to every single one of you. Get subscribing to the channel. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I can't see Isak go to Liverpool because he's a problem. Newcastle. I think, look, mate, the thing is, it all depends on Alexander Isak. If Alexander Isak wants the move, it's possible. If he's comfortable, Isak to Liverpool happens if Isak pushes for the move. If he doesn't, then I think it's unlikely, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got over 40 people in the building. Let's get these likes up to 40. Hopefully Fozzie can sort out his issues on his mic. I don't know what happened there, but make sure you do drop him a subscription as well, by the way, guys, when he jumps on. Let me just check. I'm going to tweet out that I'm live. Let's see if he's working. You right, bro?
Yeah, it should be all right now.
Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, of course I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. You well, mate?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the channel, man. Long time coming.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime. I said, listen, if I've got time for you guys, I'll definitely come on, bro. I just had to concentrate on my own channel first of all. Try to get it going again. But yeah, finally it's going. So yeah, it's a pleasure coming on your channel, man. I'll see what you do, bro. It's very, very, very exciting channel, mate. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I've got many exciting things coming up that I've got like in my notebook that I've got planned for like the summer and like the upcoming season. I've done YouTube before, but I feel like this is the one time where I'm actually gonna sit down, make a game plan, and actually take it somewhat seriously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll get your link and I'll put it in the chat, mate. So,
I appreciate that,
guys,
bro. Thank you, man.
if you've not subscribed to Fozzie's channel, I think you're on the road to 3K, mate.
Yeah, I'm on the road to 3K. Let's just get there.
So,
Innit? It's not all
yeah.
about, to me, like, it's not all about the subscribers, bro. It's about the chat and what you get back from each other. You know what I mean? I enjoy just talking to people. Like football can be educational at times, and I like to hear other people's point of views. So it's just going back and forth with people. That's what it's all about for me. 3K, if I get there, it's okay. If I stay the same, it's all right, bro. I've been here since 2019, bro. I don't move a lot, so it's fine for me.
2019.
I appreciate whatever I got, mate.
2019, I mean, I've been doing YouTube since like 2022, but I've probably taken it seriously. I would say probably the past 7-8 months. So, yeah, man, what a time to be a Red as well, mate.
Yeah, man, it's the best time, bro. I've been here before the 30 years, so like watching Liverpool now, like and buying the players that we're getting, something special is going on, bro. Something special is going on.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just currently, what's your overall thoughts on the window before we, talk about some other stuff?
Getting Frimpong straight away after Trent left, that's a wicked response. If you talk about transfers, bro. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like, do you feel sorry for yourself and just sit there and let things happen? And then, time passes you by and you can't get the targets that you want? Or do you react quickly? As soon as, the guy is leaving, you get the other guy in straight away. Don't care. I mean, you just move on. And that's what I love about our football club. We moved on straight away. We didn't waste any time. And that's a wicked start, obviously, getting Frimpong through the door. Wirtz is a statement, bro. If you look at the rivals, before Liverpool went in for him, every top club wanted Wirtz. And all of a sudden, they try to put Wirtz and Jerky against each other. And I think to myself, first of all, I watched the stream before we was really linked to Wirtz, saying about 98% of Man City fans saying Wirtz should be the replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. Now he's gone to Liverpool. They're all jealous, obviously, and Jerky is apparently better than Wirtz. But the most important thing here, bro, is we're signing obviously what Man City used to sign, and they're signing what we used to sign. So we've obviously it's like exchanged basically. So when you're champions, you could get anything you want. When you're in and around it, you could get what you want, but not like guaranteed. If a champion's coming for that player, they'll get him first, if you know what I mean. But now we're at the top of the food chain, as they say. Now we're getting the best players, bro. And let's long may it continue, because the most important thing, in my opinion, when you watch us and other fan bases, is they reacted to us in a negative way. We're overspending and all this stuff, and we're silent. So that's really, triggering them even more to say silly things like that, if you know what I mean. So I'm happy, bro. Wirtz, now KERKEZ, from what we heard today, obviously Bournemouth have bought a player, left back. So KERKEZ, after holidays, he's going to come for his medical and we get him next. So, bro, I'm happy, mate. I'm happy. I'm 46 years old, guys, by the way. I'm not a young man. So I've been here for a long, long time, since the 80s. So seeing Liverpool transform to what we used to be, it makes me happy all day long, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, mate, from the start of the window, before we signed anyone, I was really confident that Liverpool were going to strike business in the window. And when I watched Arne Slot, Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah come out in interviews saying, we're confident, we're excited about the window, there's no reason why this fan base shouldn't get behind the team and the manager. Like, we just won the league in his first season under this coach, so why shouldn't we be confident as fans that we can actually have a really good transfer window? I get we've had, problems in the previous windows, but for me, it was a really different feeling around the club this time around.
Yeah.
We celebrated the league title without no issues like COVID or anything like that. We signed our two best players up into two new deals.
Yeah.
And the manager is coming out saying, like, we're excited about the window. There's no reason to not be excited. And with the players that we're getting linked with, I'm happy. Frimpong, I actually think it's a better signing than what a lot of people make out.
I agree.
In my opinion, I think Florian Wirtz, I'm obviously excited. Like I know a lot of people in the chat say like Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres when they came to the club, but for me, like Florian Wirtz is probably the most excited I've ever been about a transfer in terms of the magnitude about it. 22-year-old, face of Adidas, face of Germany football, and genuinely you can argue he's the best in the world in his position.
Yeah.
Do you know when was the last time Liverpool did that? In my lifetime, I was probably like nearly a baby. So like now I've grown up, that this is like the proper time where I'm excited, man. And it's probably, I get where people can talk about PTSD and stuff like that. Like we've seen it before.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to not be excited by this signing. And the thing is, I actually genuinely think we're not even nowhere near done. I actually think we're going to make more signings after this. This is just the start for me, because we've got, I think, how I'm seeing it is these 3 signings, I reckon, was sanctioned by FSG, in my opinion.
Okay.
And how I'm seeing it going forward is this second part of the window now is going to be about outgoings, and whatever cash we generate is going to be to get your striker. Like Darwin Nunez's money is going to go towards a striker. If we sell Quansah, that's going to go towards a centre back. Same with the left back situation, Robertson and Simicast. I think that's going to go and fund us a Jarell Hato. So I think this window, mate, I said it from the start. I think we're spending minimum 250 to 300 million. It actually looks like for about time the leaks of the reports of the war chest is actually come true.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I've been FSG for a long time, since the early days. And I mean, when we was getting Brendan Rodgers and these other useless players we was getting at the time and all that stuff, and replacing the good players with the rubbish players, and that's what we was doing for a long time, bro. And it really frustrated me. But this time around, I think they're trying to win the fans back. Let me just put it that way. So you're asking, why am I saying that? Klopp is no longer here. So you can't really blame Klopp for FSG not signing players. You know what I mean? So now they have to do it. They have to do it, because to get their name back up there in the headlights, to say they're good owners, they have to sign players, because Klopp is gone. And if you're still doing the same thing while Klopp is gone, then people are going to blame you for it. They're saying you was doing this all along. You stopped us by winning titles in the past and all that stuff. But they could reverse that now and start signing players on a regular basis. Like, as you said, about 300 million probably they're going to be spending this season, especially, going at as well. The likes of, you said, Quansah, Nunez, probably Robbo. I've heard yesterday he might be leaving, going to Atletico Madrid. There's spaces opening up. Obviously, Gomez might be going as well. So there's a lot of spaces being opened up. And that finance, as they say, we sell to buy, don't we? So sell to buy, get money in to buy other players, as well as, saving money from previous seasons to get the Verge, KERKEZ, and the Frimpong money as well. So it's heading towards the right direction, bro. And I'm very excited by it, because we're not standing still. It's like what you said. There's no more pandemic. There's no more stands being built. there's no excuses, and there's no Klopp here anymore. So there's no excuses for these guys not to spend. You know what I mean? To make the club, go back to our perch. You know what I mean? That's what we want. And signing important signings like this is gonna elevate us to the next level. What was missing last season? The depth of the team, right? That's why we couldn't get to the Champions League as well. So if we had a depth last season, we probably would be sitting here with a Champions League, League Cup, and a Premier League. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna sort that out for next season, because you could only get it better. You could only get it better in it, bro. That's all you could do. You know what I mean? You're gonna get, everybody's talking about other teams signing players to get better. What about the champions? They could only get better too. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the league wasn't a fluke last season. You can see by the points. So next season, I'm expecting us to be even better than last season. More comfortable on the pitch. More, more dominance. Because when you're champions, that's what you get. You get that aura about you to dominate games. And this is where we're heading towards. And I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited. Like I said, there's no excuses for FSG not to spend anymore. Now you
Right.
have to get those doubters into believers. Let me use Klopp's words. Doubters into believers. Like if you, as an owner, are interested in my club spending and getting the right players in the right, fit the right system that we have, who am I to judge you as an owner? I'm not going to say FSG anymore. I'll take that out. I'll say, you know what? They're good owners. I like what they're doing. So it's just about the consistency with them now. Getting Liverpool back to where we belong.
For me, when it comes to like the owners and stuff,
Mm.
I've seen a change in heart in the past couple of months.
Mm.
When I'm seeing which you choose, my club was John W. Emery and his wife on the open top bus, getting involved in the vibes and stuff. It just made me sit and think, is there going to be a change in heart? Because there's a reason why Michael just came back to the football club. He's not coming back here just to sit on his ass.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I genuinely think he wants to come back and finished what he couldn't start, because obviously Klopp eventually overtook him in the role. And I feel like the structure now is actually so much more better because everyone knows their job. No one's taken over this person, or I'm stealing this today.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And like, for the first time in a while, we've got a manager that is a manager. That's not our sporting director. That's not also our CEO. And that's one of the reasons why Klopp got tired, by the way, in my opinion. He took on too many roles. And obviously everyone,
First of all, like, I don't think Klopp got tired, guys. I think Klopp is ill. You know what I mean? Let me just put it out there. If people don't know, he's not well. That's why he doesn't manage anymore. And I don't think he will ever manage again. Just to let you guys know, I think people misunderstand what's happened to Klopp. Klopp is not well. I mean, that's why he had to take time off.
Yeah. I mean, so do you think, also coming to this new season, you look back at it 5 years ago when we won that league title, was going into that season, we was thinking, we can go back to back. And obviously we had the centre-back injuries, this and that. We had a lot of injuries on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
I believe if we can get what we need to get done in this business for the first time in over 35 long years, I think Liverpool will categorically defend their league title. They'll go one step further in the Champions League. If we came up against that Super Paris Saint-Germain side, by the way, that we lost on penalties, I think we get to the final, because there's no way Aston Villa beat us over 2 legs, in my opinion. And I think we beat Arsenal over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then Inter Milan, say what you like about the performance, but I think you also have to give credit to PSG as well in that. I think next season's going to be even better. Yeah. I think Slot's going to adapt to the way he's going to, change next season, because when you become champions, it's also to freshen up, not only to freshen up on the pitch, it's also good to freshen up your tactics as well.
Yeah.
Because that's how you sustain winning titles. You look at Pep Guardiola, 1 year he's playing without a striker, 1 year he's tweaking a couple of things, the way he plays with his midfielders. And I think that's what Slot's going to do with his fullbacks. So you look at Frimpong as a signing. I think that's such a gem signing for £7 million per year. This is a right back, by the way, that a lot of clubs probably wanted over the past 2 years. Last season, that's not the season just gone, the season before that, you went unbeaten with Bayer Leverkusen. You had teams like Arsenal sniffing around him. You're telling me Liverpool fans 2 years ago wanted to take him for £35 million for £7 million a year. You can't go wrong. And he's probably one of the best in the world in his position and what he does as a right wing back. And then on KERKEZ as well, I think that's going to be an absolute gem. But I have got a few concerns with. Sorry, mate.
What's the reason for the concerns? Sorry, bro.
I think it's just because I've got a feeling we're going to sell Tsimikas and Robertson.
I don't think so. I think Tsimikas staying. I think Tsimikas staying. I think Robbo might go because of his, lack of first team opportunities he's going to get next season. And the World Cup here, don't forget as well. So he needs. Robertson's not that type of person that will sit on the bench. Let me just put it that way. There's a reason we bought Tsimikas. That's to back him up, innit? And since Tsimikas has been there, there isn't enough game time for Tsimikas. You know what I mean? Because Robertson wants to play every game. So you got to look at that way. But Robbo is probably the most likely to leave. Tsimikas, I think about a year ago, he signed a 4-year contract, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah.
So he's got a long-term contract. So, and Tsimikas wants to stay in the bench anyway. He doesn't care if he plays or not, as long as he's backing up the team when they need him the most. So he doesn't complain. And that's what you
But I
need,
think
anyway.
Liverpool will look at it at a point of view where if we sell Tsimikas as well,
Mhm.
let's say we get 10, 15 mil, we
Yeah.
can go and get a Jarell for like 30, 35 million. Liverpool will look at it, look, we
Well, you
can
said
go and
Hato,
get,
yeah?
sorry?
Is it Hato, did you say?
Yeah, Hato, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Liverpool will look at it and think, this is a guy that's a young kid. He can learn off Virgil van Dijk, can play centre back.
That's a bargain, no doubt.
He can play left back.
Mhm.
He's almost like a younger Joe Gomez type versatile player where he can play like the left backs, the centre back roles. And Liverpool will obviously see there's loads of potential in there.
Yeah.
That would be my worry if we went in with Hato and KERKEZ, because KERKEZ, yeah, don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant left back. I'm a big fan of his. He's the one I wanted. But he is going to make mistakes. He's still only 21, 22.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%.
Like,
This
he's
is
coming
why.
from Bournemouth
This is
to
why
Liverpool.
I don't have a go at Quansah like many of the fans. You know what I mean? That's what people just have a go at people and forgetting the age of these players. But you're spot on. Carry on, bro. Sorry.
And I just think that's what I think the club is probably going to do. But then I was saying on my stream yesterday, when does it become too much change? Do you know what I mean? When we get rid of too many of experienced players, the old guards. Yes, the legs may have fallen around, but you need these personalities in your dressing rooms.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Like I said, brother, like in my stream earlier, I said it's like an echo chamber in the Liverpool fan base. It's like we know it all. We don't know it all. We don't know like a lot about ins and outs inside the club internally. You know what I mean? Okay, like experience is leaving as it should. Are we forgetting what we was before those guys came? So when those guys came, when Robertson, Van Dijk, Allison, all these guys came at the age of 25 to 27, there was no experience in that team. And look what happened after that. If you know what I mean. So,
but I think the counterpoint to that is when we brought in your Robertsons, we wasn't challenging for titles. We wasn't challenging for Champions League.
Straight away. We did straight. The first season, they all came in. We was in the Champions League final. I mean, so we was challenging. What I'm trying to say is, bro, experience is key. I agree with you 100%. But what you're forgetting is the players that we got already have experience. I'll tell you why. Jurgen Klopp only buys captains. Do you know what I mean? If you look at all the players Jurgen buys, they're all captains. If it's not club football, international football. So that's experience enough. And you're forgetting about last season. When you taste winning, that means you want more. So you're already experienced in tasting winning. So you already know what to do next. That's experience enough in life. All this worry about, I love Robertson like you. I'm same as everybody else in the chat. I love Robertson. But if the guy wants to leave, don't stand in his way. Leave him. Give him our blessing. Let him go. I mean, if he stays and backs up KERKEZ, all good. Either way, we'll be fine because we've still got experience in the team. We've got enough players there that could handle, obviously, all the other players. Alisson plays a big part. Virgil plays a big part. Salah takes everyone to his house and he plays a big part. And the likes of Szoboszlai, international captains. Look at McAllister when he talks. What do you call him? He's so respectful. So, he's got the aura about him in winning World Cups, winning Premier Leagues now, winning all those. So he has the experience to, tell players what winning is all about. And then you look at Gakpo, well-mannered boy. He knows what to say. Captain of PSV before he came to Liverpool. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. We've got experience. Don't look back, look forward. Because what the mistake our football club has done in the past is because we was looking back continuously. When Jurgen came, he said, that backpack has to go. Remember? With the rocks on it. You remember when he said that? Take that off. Forget about, talking about the past, Emilien Hughes, Tommy Smith and all these guys. We need to look at us and going forward. And once he said that, a lot of us started believing, like he said, you got to go from doubter to believer. And we did. And then we look forward. We won every trophy possible. And we won another Premier League 5 years later. The club is in a good position with or without these guys that's leaving. So just relax, everybody, man. All these echo chambers, like, when someone says something like, "Oh, we need a left-sided centre back that can play left back," and then everybody starts jumping onto it. Now the experience, we need the players have got experience. They won the Premier League. They won World Cups. They're all right. We're in a good place. Just chill, man. Moving forward ain't a bad thing. You know what I mean? Looking back is a bad thing because if we're gonna keep reminiscing on the old days instead of like trying to achieve in the future. I want to achieve trophies, guys. I want trophies, man. I don't care about all this other stuff. Sorry to like take over the show like that, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys, we got good thing going. Let's support the lads. Let's support this coach. The most important experience that you need the most about this coach is he's no longer a manager. So when he's a head coach, that means he's only concentrating on the first team. So you got enough experience there anyway. He doesn't have to go outside the football club and kiss babies anymore. He's just going to be concentrating on the team. And that's all you need. That's a big experience enough as it is. And look how many coaching staffs that we have nowadays. We're getting Van Bronckhorst. I mean, as well on top of that. I can't believe like you don't look at it from all the angles, guys, man. There's a lot of angles you got to look at. We're fine, man. Don't panic. We're in a good place, and we're getting quality players on top of that as well.
Yeah, that I echo what you said, mate. Like for me, going into next season, there's no real reason to panic. It's not like teams like Arsenal, for example, are doing transfer business where we're like, oh, let's shit the bed here. Like they're about to sign Benjamin Sesko for Christ's sakes.
13 goals, mate. 13 goals, bro. Come on, man.
Like for me, I said from when the season ended, even before any transfer business was done, Manchester City will be our biggest challengers next season. And what I mean by that doesn't mean take us right to the end. I think they'll come second, in my opinion. I think Arsenal will ultimately come third. There's no real reason to complain because I believe this was in plan of last season. You go back to last season, I don't think you go back to the buzzwords that everyone was complaining about. Oh, they're assessing the squad. How does Slot need to assess the squad? We all know Mohamed Salah's world class. I don't think he's necessarily assessing Mohamed Salah as a player. I think he's assessing on what he needs for his team. Because imagine if he brought in a load of players last summer and then he was like, hold up a second.
We wouldn't win the league, bro. We wouldn't win the league. No chance.
Yeah.
A lot of players came in.
For example, Ryan Gravenberch, if we'd have brought in Zubimendi would have been an unbelievable sign. We would have known that. But Ryan Gravenberch, for a starter, wouldn't have been playing, for example. We probably wouldn't have seen Luis Diaz's numbers this season if we brought in Anthony Gordon, for example. Yeah. And I believe this has been in plan for a year. I think they said to Slot, look, if you want to go and really get somebody like Martin Zubimendi, we'll try. Ultimately, he wants to stay in the mountains. Okay, right? I think they was planning on if we'd have brought in 3-4 players in last summer and they followed up with a year later, and what if Slot wanted to change his tactics and those players don't stylistically fit anymore? He might want to, that's why I think he wanted to really wait, see what he can get out with this team. See, oh, I like you, I'll keep you at the club. If not, because I don't think you can really assess the squad in a pre-season in terms of who you want and who you don't want. Some players, yes, you can, like your Kostas Tsimikas, etc. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's why, as a fan base, I think, we cry out for new toys too much, and we look at what other teams are doing rather than deep in what we're actually doing and looking at it from the bigger picture rather than, oh yeah, Liverpool aren't signed players. Liverpool have not signed players. That's what people just look at. Do you know what I mean? They forget that this team, ultimately, the last season with Jurgen Klopp, we was in a title race till April. We was on all fronts. Yes, we got knocked out to Man United in the quarterfinals. We got slapped in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. We ultimately came out there with a trophy, and we was top of the league with like 8 games to go. And all Slot saw is like, you know what, I can work with that. If I can tweak a couple of things, maybe I can get them over the line. And what happens? He ultimately got us over the line and walks us the league.
Yeah.
Now imagine what he's going to be able to do, tweaking this team even more next season with more additions. With your Florian Wirtz, your Frimpongs, your KERKEZ. KERKEZ is automatic upgrading the team. We've all been crying all season we want a left back. We've all been crying we want maybe a 10 because we don't think Szoboszlai can produce the numbers. We've just brought in arguably the best 10 in world football So that doesn't happen very often. So there's no real reason to complain. And we've just signed the two, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. I think Konate is going to sign, in my opinion. I actually think he will, because I just don't think the club will allow that mistake to happen.
Not happen.
Again, I just can't see them. Although Konate does hold all the cards right now, ultimately.
Well, it's up to him, innit, really. We either like sell him, or if he's refused to leave, he's going to be sitting on the bench or sitting outside the bench for the rest of the season, in his World Cup year. So it's going to hamper his World Cup. I mean, obviously ambitions. So he needs to like shape up, man. If he thinks like he's going to hold us to ransom for not signing a contract, we could do it the other way around. Then you're not going to play. Simple as that. If you're planning to do the Real Madrid thing, I'm saying, like, staying and trying to go free at the end of the season and all that stuff. Yeah, Liverpool hold the cards. He doesn't hold the cards.
Yeah, I think right now, if we can get Konate down to a new deal, I just don't think there's no negatives to really say about this club. There's no negatives, because everyone's been crying about the whole FSG debate. For me, when I was FSG out, it wasn't down to transfers. It was more down to the trying to sell my club away, the sell of the soul when the Super League and all that stuff happened. They were my reasonings. In terms of the spending and all that, I won't say I was happy. Like, there was a couple of times I was like, pissed off, like, oh, we should have brought in a centre back. But overall, I wasn't too like raging like everyone else, because I saw what the club was doing and I trusted in Jurgen. And right now, if people don't believe in this club, then they can sod off for me. they really can, because like, this isn't Arsenal. What's there to be negative about? I could ask 68 people who are watching right now, is there any negatives? And the answer should be no.
Yeah.
The answer genuinely should be no. We just won the league. Konate is going to sign a new contract. We're signing the best 10 in world football. We have another potential generational manager again. And you know what? That's why you have to give credit to Richard Hughes, to Michael Edwards, to FSG, because they could have easily gone down the route of saying...
There you go, bro. You just said the names. More experience at the club. There you go.
They could have easily gone down the route of Ruben Amorim, because everyone wanted Ruben Amorim, Jabi Alonso, etc., etc. We don't know how they would have worked out, and that's why I think they didn't want to go down the Ruben Amorim route, because he wanted to make loads of changes straight away. Yeah. Slot was just happy, and there's absolutely, I'm just so excited, mate. To be honest with you, and I think the rest of this window, I actually genuinely think there's going to be one more big signing.
I think so,
this window, and I'm not talking. Who that is, I don't know, but I've just got a feeling that's going to be the case. And I think for some reason, the striker or the forward that everyone wants is at the Club World Cup, because the way I'm looking at it is right. We're not been linked with a striker really right now. We've been linked to Hugo Coutinho, but the rumours are we don't want to pay the asking price.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking is that striker or that forward could be playing at the Club World Cup right now. That team is not going to negotiate right now with Liverpool, because they're going to be looking at this. If we win the Club World Cup, look at the financial money we're going to get. So we're not going to sell any players right now. Hence why you saw no Club World Cup teams sell players. Yeah. And we've been known for months and months and months, the priority is a striker, the priority is a striker. So I've just got a feeling that then the next big player we're going to get is actually at the Club World Cup. It's just a feeling that I actually have right now. I don't know if you actually agree. You'll have to let me know, mate.
If it's the one at Atletico Madrid, I agree with you. If it's not, I don't know.
Do you not think Rodrigo?
Oh, that kid from Real Madrid?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think Liverpool want to negotiate with Madrid again after what they've done. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't think the relationship is there at the moment. And if the player pushes for Liverpool, that's another thing. But there's only one for me, and he plays for Atletico Madrid, and he's McAllister's right-hand man. And the Argentinian team. And if there's any striker that suits us, it's him. I
Yeah.
keep mentioning it on my channel. Like, I'll give you guys the reasons. Nobody can challenge me on the reasons because it's true what I said. Nobody, I said this in December. Like, I didn't say this now. When everybody said there's no strikers out there, I just searched for a striker that suits Liverpool, and he plays for Atletico Madrid. I mean, if Atletico want Robertson, give them Robertson and Darwin Nunez, get the guy on the other side. Because if you look at Alvarez, he's got every attribute Liverpool needs, everything. If you're looking for Firmino, he can be Firmino. If you want him to be Ian Rush, he could be Ian Rush. If you want him to be like a Baggio, like a playmaker that could do free kicks, corners, and all that stuff, he can be. You know what I mean? So if you've got a striker like that can be anything you want him to be, why are you stopping yourself getting that striker that could make you dominate football for the next, how old is he? 25 for the next 5 to 6 years.
25.
You know what I mean? So why are we stopping? And Atletico is never going to be winning the La Liga. I mean, there's 2 teams that only win La Liga. You just need to speak to the player. And then once you put the money down and speak to the player holds the cards. All the player has to do is say, I want to go to Liverpool. And it's done. It's not about the money. It's the player saying, I want to leave. That's the most important thing. And as I said, he's the most suitable striker from what I've seen. I don't watch many football outside Liverpool, but I had to go and watch him and see what he's all about. Bro, he could do it all, man. He could do anything you want. Remember what we struggle against in the Premier League? Deep line defending teams, right? It's impossible to open, right? He will drop off. Guess who's going to be on the other side when he drops off? Salah, Gakpo, or Diaz, whoever's there at the time. And Wirtz, who plays in the number 10. So he could do that. If a team is holding a high line and you want a striker to run through on the other side, he can also do that. I mean, so if you got this ammunition at your disposal, that means you could dominate football for years. The defense is good. The goalkeeper is good. The fullbacks is good. I mean, and the midfield is good. So that's just the thing that's missing from us.
My only worry is about us not getting Alvarez is the fact that not that he would turn Liverpool down. It's more, I think, the family issues, because I think it was his wife and kids that wanted to move outside of England. And I just, it's just a thing with South America.
Let me say something to you, bro, yeah? There's one thing playing for Man City. Sorry to interrupt, brother. Sorry about that.
That's right.
There's one thing playing for Man City and that non-connection club. The fans don't connect with the players. They're not a family club. Once you play for Liverpool, you could be from Timbuktu. You're going to love the Liverpool Football Club because there's no other club like us. You know what I mean? I guarantee you his wife will probably say, sign a 20-year contract if you have to once after a year or so of being at Liverpool. That's how we are. We're different. We would like to be different. We don't want to be the same as Arsenal. We don't want to be the same as Man United. We don't want to be the same as Manchester City. We're different. As I said, I've seen so many players, people tell me in the past 30 years, the way we're in Liverpool City, Liverpool's changed. Liverpool is booming now. Liverpool is like one of the best cities to me in England from what I saw. So once they get to Liverpool and see the environment they're at, the love we show, I don't think any player would reject us, mate. That's what I think. Playing for Man City is a different thing. They've got no connection, man. Come on, man. Look at their parade. Only 10 people turn up. Look at Liverpool, 1.5 million. I mean, come on, man.
I would love Alvarez, but for me, it's like Scottish, but Isak is my dream.
Yeah. I love Isak, bro, but his needs is a ticking time bomb, bro. Like, he's going to cost us more. You know what I mean? He's going to cost us more than Alvarez as well.
The thing is with Isak's injury issues, I actually think they're a bit of a myth, because
no, you could tell by a player the way he moves, bro. You could tell by the player the way he moves. I study sports science, innit? So I can see the way he moves. There's something not right with one of his knees. You know what I mean? So I've heard the story about his knees a ticking time bomb. You know what that means? Like, he only needs a couple of impacts or one big impact, and he'll be injured for a long. He'll be injury prone like Sturridge, basically, someone like that. So that's what worries me about Isak. I love Isak, man. If Isak instead of Alvarez comes in, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be happy like you guys. I'll be celebrating. But listen, with Isak is an out-and-out goal scorer. He could play as a number 10. Yeah, I agree with you guys, yeah. But there's something like saying like you could play as a number 10 without intelligence. He hasn't got intelligence to play number 10. Alvarez has got intelligence to play at number 10. He sees the ball at eye of a needle. If you watch him at Man City with Haaland, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant as a number 10. That's why even Man City fans now say they regret selling him. But carry on, though. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
It's all right, man. I just want someone, for me, simply, this team is ready-made now for a guy that just will put the ball in the back of the net. Just do me one job, ball in the back of the net, help take Salah's numbers away, because we know with age and stuff, his numbers are going to decline. Yeah. So I want someone that can take that reign. And with a Florian Wirtz in the 10, who's literally one of the best 10s in world football, the chances creation for that strike is going to be unbelievable. Then obviously you've got all the other players that will be creating chances as well. Would you take Victor Gyökeres?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
Nah. I don't do Portugal anymore, bro. I've given up on Portuguese football, man. Mate, have you seen the signings we made from Portugal? How bad they are? Apart, you could say Diaz, but Diaz is not up there with Mane, is he? Really, if you think about it, maybe Diaz, but Diaz is Colombian, isn't it? But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't do strikers from Portugal anymore, man. Like they charge over the odds, and when they come over here, they're just not good enough. You know what I mean? So, nah. He's 27 as well, bro. Liverpool don't go for that age.
And I just think, so if it's not Isak or Alvarez, who do you honestly think it will be? And then who would you like if it's not going to be them two? Because it's obviously clear that we are going to sign a striker. And if it's not going to be one of those two, I'm intrigued to see who I'm
willing to wait another season, bro. You know what I mean?
Really?
It has to be. Yeah. Because
would you still sell Darwin, though?
I don't want Darwin at the club. Like, bro, he's been here for 3 seasons, yeah. And he's getting worse. He's not even getting better. He's getting worse. Bro, do you remember like those 2 seasons, yeah? He was getting in the box and missing chances. And we thought like, you know what?
Yeah, he's not even doing the captain chaos thing anymore.
He gets about 5 chances a game. You know, when he starts clicking, he's going to start scoring. He ain't even getting that no more. 3 seasons later, like the chances disappeared. So like, yeah, you got. And not only that, what he does, I just think he's got a brain of a child, Darwin Nunez, man. Like he puts stuff on Twitter, I think Instagram, and takes it off. That's a
what pissed me off. One of my mates went to the Aston Villa away game, and do you know when he missed that absolute gilt-edged chance, and he just walked down the tunnel, slamming his shirt around. When you miss big chances like that in a Tyrese, I expect you to go over to the fans and say, "I'm sorry, I apologize," especially to the travelling cop, right? And when my mate sent me that video of him just going down the tunnel and not coming over, that was like, for me, I'm done. I don't care if you're good on or off the pitch, mate. But the most important thing about this football club is the fans. And when you can't go over to the travelling away cop and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and you're going around, slamming your shirt around, going on Instagram, deleting all your pics, or let's repost Benfica stuff. But if you like Benfica that much, mate, you can start off back to Benfica. I'll sell you back for 50p, mate.
Do the Isak, yeah, go back.
Oh, yeah, that celebration was cold, to be fair. But
he done it first to us, you know, at St. James's Park, when he scored against us. He did that. That's Van Dijk, mate. There you go. Did Van Dijk there.
Oh, man. But I just think he's got I have got a worry with him. And I did see, I think it was Fabrizio saying that Napoli have stepped up their interests in Darwin Nunez. I'm worried that we're not going to get the money that we would like.
Napoli don't have money.
I think we're going to get 50 million.
That's lower than the asking price, though.
Because
60 to 70, isn't it?
You have to think. I think if it's Saudi, I think we can get a bit more out of them.
Yeah.
But if it's Europe, are they going to warrant paying 70 million for Darwin Nunez, who scored literally like 5 goals in the league? No. Do you know what I mean? They're a couple of,
Do you know? You just said Darwin here, guys. Those who follow me, I said it on my channel. Like, it's not like the manager hasn't given him an opportunity. I've never seen a top quality team give this many years to a striker that doesn't score goals. You know what I mean? I've never seen that. I mean, if he's at Real Madrid, he'd be gone within a season and a half, probably. Give him that. At, you know, Man City, he'd probably go the next season. But we gave him 3 seasons to straighten himself out, do after training, you know, drills by himself and get a goalkeeper. And he hasn't done that. And, you know, Arne Slot gave him a chance in the beginning of the season. He gave a lot of people a chance in the beginning of the season. If we continue with these players throughout the season, I don't think we'll be sitting here Premier League champions, because, you know, when Jurgen, I love that guy. He gave me my smile back supporting Liverpool. The wrong thing he used to do is the sentimentality factor. That was wrong, because it never worked. You kept on trying to prove us wrong, giving Darwin again, and, you know, Harvey Elliott's, Curtis Jones, and all these guys again and again first team chances, to the point where dropping points where we should be winning those games to win titles. And it never worked. So what happened with Arne Slot? Okay, I'll give you, you know, like the first 10 games. If you guys don't, you know, come through, I'm just going to stick with the first team as throughout the season. And what did they do? How did we win the league? Because we forgot about these type of players. We put them on the side and we stuck with the same 11. Unfortunately, we didn't have a strength and depth to get us through other competitions, but we won the most important one, which is the Premier League. So that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Like, in regards to players, sometimes you got to look at it. If you keep persisting with them and they still let you down, you're forgetting you're dropping points, to the point other teams will take over and win league titles. This time, we didn't do that. First time ever since I've supported Liverpool, I've seen a manager say, bun these players, just put them aside, man. Let me just concentrate with the first 11 and see what we can do. What did we do? We dominated the league. Absolutely annihilated everybody.
He's got no filter, Arne Slot. He doesn't...
Mate.
You know, that's the one thing we need to credit him. He was replacing an iconic manager, the greatest manager of my lifetime, right? In Jurgen Klopp. Mm-hmm. That could have easily have got him up by, you know, the caliber of players that were at the football club who are legends, like most of like Verge van Dijk's, like, you know, the Rat who's just recently left.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to do the Rat for you? No.
Yeah, Trent.
The snake, sorry. Go on.
And for me, that could have easily have set him up in the sense of being brave to take off your players. No, you're getting benched for this game. If you're not performing, how many times did we say with Trent, for example, where he wasn't performing, he was like, "Yep, you're hooked."
Yeah,
it was very rarely Trent played a full 90 minutes.
Exactly, man.
Very rare, very rare, and that is the confidence and the ability I want to see in my manager, being able to adapt, make changes. If you're not performing, sorry, mate, you're off. We'll see you again next week. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's one thing Arne Slot, I think, is actually going to get even better at. And I feel like now the players are embedded into that. What Slot is saying, like, yo, if I don't perform, I'm getting hooked. You know? So I think that's something he's always...
Listen, bro, like, you look at the most, let me put it this way, the most successful managers in the history of football. What was good about them? Ruthlessness, right? They don't care about anything other than winning. Shankly, Paisley, Fagan, Dalglish, Benitez, and Jurgen Klopp. They all share the same thing when Jurgen first came. But when he started meddling up with that dickhead, sorry about the language, Pep Lindner, he lost his way after that anyway. But, and you look at outside that, Mourinho, what was good about his character? Ruthlessness. Pep Guardiola, you don't play well in the first season, next season you're gone. I mean, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you're interested in sentimentality, you're not going to win league titles. If you're interested in a manager that's ruthless and wants to win titles, that's when you start winning titles. And that's what all those great managers share in common. Ruthlessness and plus man management skills. And like I said, a lot of people had to go at me when I said, there's nothing wrong with coming in as a head coach. There's nothing wrong with that. Because he won't concentrate outside the pitch stuff. He lets the hierarchies deal with that. He can just concentrate on the team. Look at the benefits we've got. Look at the rewards we got last season because he just concentrated on the team. He left his family back home in Holland. Do you guys know that? He left his family back in Holland to concentrate on the season. And look at that, man. Yeah.
It's the right mentality and the mindset I want to see. And I think Slot has also taken that into the transfer window. Again, if you don't perform well over the course of the season, not good enough. If I don't see you in my plans, have a good career, goodbye. Do you know what I mean? There's no sentimental now.
I love listen. I love it as much as Liverpool fans because there's something, bro. Like we're good at, innit? We always remember who we are, where we come from, our fan base. We're together. There's no other club like us. Everybody wants to be us. You know what I mean? They even steal our songs, as you know already. Like there's nothing like Liverpool Football Club. But sometimes, like, you got to look at the football side. Like we're in a good place. Take advantage of it, man. Sorry about
exactly. That. What other football club has over 1.5 million for a Premier League parade in the absolute storming rain and everyone's still singing there, chanting and singing? Name me another football club. No one else, especially in England, by the way. Yeah, there's a club not too far from Liverpool that can't even get 1% of that. So we all know who they are. So, I mean, apparently there's rumours that Liverpool could be on the verge of a new deal. Do you want to know a name who I think we could keep? Do you think Liverpool would be interested in an Osimhen?
Osimhen? Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Is that just because you don't like him as a player, or do you just not think Liverpool?
It just doesn't fit Liverpool. I'm looking where let me say something to you, bro. Yeah. There's one thing about Liverpool Football Club that other clubs don't have, and that's a system in play and the right players that fit in that system. Do you know what I mean? Do you know why Man United don't succeed? Because they keep buying players that they don't need. You know what I mean? Because they don't have a system. That's why they keep spending 80 million on Maguire and 90 million on Anthony, because they don't have a system. We've got a system of a way players can fit in. And Osimhen doesn't fit in that system that we have. We need something that's Liverpool kind of way. You know what I mean? We don't want to spend money for the sake of spending. We've got a system of play, get the right players there to fit that system. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. And Osimhen is nowhere near that, in my opinion. We need something better than that.
I just don't think Liverpool would take him anyway, just due to the fact that Liverpool do have a no dickhead policy. And I think Osimhen, with the rumours, stuff that's gone on and off the pitch, I don't think Liverpool would entertain. And plus, with the facts of the overall package that he would cost, he would demand, if he's getting offered 600 grand a week, tax-free in Saudi, you're telling me his expectations of wages around Europe is not going to go up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on 250, I think, at Napoli or something around like that. So he's going to want easier pay rise at Liverpool, and I just don't think Liverpool would entertain that. I mean, what
people I don't think they look at as well. Our football club, when we sign players, we don't just sign them on the performances on the pitch. We look at the overall baggage with the player outside the pitch too. So I think he's got a lot of baggage with him. So it's going to be impossible for Liverpool. I don't know how old he is. How old is Osimhen? Anyway?
I think he's 27.
Nah, no chance then. That's gone.
Yeah, I just
the age. Yeah, he's 26, heading towards 27 in December. So that's gone out the window.
The thing is, I don't think age is really a factor, though.
For us, but for the football club, it's a long-term project for them, isn't it? So they always look at the long term, and if they have a resale value eventually, you know what I mean, in the future as well. Because I think the pandemic has hampered a lot of stuff at our football club. You know what I mean? We had once we won the Premier League, we was hoping we're gonna take the next steps, but we couldn't do that. That hampered our momentum. So now we've got that chance of doing that in the next season or so. So we're not only getting youngster players in, we're gonna move on players in the future at the right age, at the right time, and then replace them eventually with the younger players.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, I was looking with replacements and stuff. I worked out, I think 10 players are going to leave.
Wow. You probably talking about the youngsters as well, innit? As well as the seniors.
So the players I'm thinking of, just the top of my head, Darwin Nunez will be gone.
Mhm.
Federico Chiesa.
Mhm.
I think Simicast will be gone. Andy Robertson. Keller has already obviously gone. I think Harvey Elliott's going to be leaving.
Mhm.
I think keep an eye out for maybe Luis Diaz as well.
Mhm.
And I think one of the two centre-backs, potentially Jarell Quansah or Joe Gomez.
Mhm.
So I think 8 to 10 players are genuinely going to be gone. And I think you can make a case for all of those names and why Liverpool might sell them.
Yeah.
The one player I hope we keep, actually, fun enough, I actually want to keep Quansah the most.
Yeah,
out of all of them.
have I spoken about Quansah?
I actually like Quansah.
Have I spoken about him, like Quansah? Or haven't I?
I think you said about his age or something.
So let me explain why the reasons I want to keep him. Like, I think people misunderstand Quansah and his development in the football club. For say, how long has Jurgen been at the club for? 9 years, isn't it? 10 years, something
Yeah,
like that?
9 years.
So since he was a child, basically, obviously he went to Bristol Rovers and had a season over there and played ball. Apparently, he's been playing this Jurgen Klopp's system, which is high line, getting back in time to stop the goal going in and all that stuff. So that's been drilled in him from a young age. So it was always going to be difficult when a new manager comes in and the player is still developing. The first season, everybody wanted him to be pick him ahead of Konate, some of the fans said, right? So the second season, new manager comes in and we're forgetting, like, our defense has changed last season from Jurgen's season. So Jurgen was halfway line almost, and you catch the player when he goes through. With Arne Slot, we've moved 5 steps back. I think you guys know that now. Right? We're always at the edge of the box. If you look at Arne Slot's, for formation. So this is what he's finding difficult. Change of formation. You've been like drilled in for about 9 years doing the same stuff for that long, like how to play in defense with the Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders, of course, rules. Now you're edge of your box and you're struggling to monitor people going inside the box. That will take you time. I mean, he's only 22, so he will improve as a player. Last season, to me, it was a learning curve because you could have a great season in the first season, but the second season is always, sometimes for youngsters, very difficult. So all you have to do as a player is during pre-season, in the new season, practice. Go look at the videos. What did you do wrong for the manager not to pick you again? And then try correct it in pre-season and these friendlies that we have. So next season, when you come on, you'll be a different player. It's just, listen, he's only 22. He hasn't even reached the prime of his powers yet. So we'll just have to be careful with him. He's at the right age. He's got the right qualities of a defender. It's just like sometimes he oversteps the line with possession and he runs out of the edge of the box with the ball too many times, in my opinion, which frustrates me. So that's a learning thing. So as I said, just go and analyze your game, and see the wrongs and try and make it right. He's only 22, guys. Mistakes happen.
Exactly.
I played football, so I know what I'm talking about in regards to that. Not every player is going to be, as good as you want him to be straight away. It takes time, man. And he's got all the attributes that you need from a defender anyway: height, strength, pace, everything. And not only that, we got him for nothing, so it's free.
Exactly. Just before we come back to Quansah, I appreciate views for the raid, mate. Appreciate you. All of you as subscribers, welcome into the stream. You're all welcome into the stream. We're just talking Liverpool transfers right now, and I'll get your link in the chat for you there, mate. So yeah, people in my chat, make sure you go and drop views on Sport, a subscription, because he's just give me a raid card guy. So big up to you, mate. Appreciate that. The thing is with Quansah for me is I think he's a confidence player. And I'm looking at it in the sense of, you look at Jarell Quansah, right? Ipswich away, first game of the season. Got hooked at half time. For me, when I was watching his body language and stuff like that, I'm looking at him and thinking he's not himself. And I just think he's a confidence player where if he's feeling confident, he'll play well. Just like when he first came into that Liverpool team and in the Europa League.
Yeah.
he was playing with confidence and he was improving. And obviously this season, I think it's just completely knocks his confidence a bit.
Mhm.
And I think there's a player still there, because let's be honest, when he first came in, everyone was ranting and raving about he's the next Virgil van Dijk, Virgil van Quansah, all the names people were giving him.
Yeah,
So where's all that gone then? Do you know what I mean? That just doesn't happen all overnight. I just think for the price of Quansah, I'd rather keep him around rather than, because name me a centre back you can get of Quansah's ilk that is going to do a better job than him, cheaper, and that's happy to sit on the bench. Nobody. So I just think it's very, very unlikely, in my opinion. So I've got a feeling he could be sold, though. I
think from what I've heard of Arne Slot, he said he's got all the attributes of a defender that he likes. He's got obviously the physicality, obviously pace and all that stuff. So I don't think they want to sell him. I think it was a learning curve for him, guys. Like, I think we need to be calm in certain situations, and these are the moments we've got to be calm on players. You've got a player there that's free. You know what I mean? He comes from the youth system. Imagine when he does well, how much credit this football club will get. You know what I mean, on the youth system that we have. So just give him time, man. I don't understand where this reaction comes from, because one person says he's crap, because he had one bad season. Everybody has to jump on the bandwagon. No, judge for yourself. Give the guy time. Trent wasn't the Trent that we've seen in the past few years without learning along the way. When he first came, remember, he was getting battered left, right, and center by wingers. Then eventually he became one of the best right backs in the world. So it happens, man. This is life, guys. So just give the guy a chance. He's only 22. If he does the same thing next season and doesn't improve, then we could ask the questions. But one season being one of the best, next season not playing to the standards, and the new manager, it's a bit harsh in my opinion. The guy just needs time. Different system now. He needs to get used to it. Now he's gonna have a full preseason with the big players. Because last season I was in the USA with the team, and I didn't see Van Dijk. I didn't see Konate and all them down there. So now playing with these guys regularly in preseason might improve him as a player as well. But as I said, man, we need to be calm. I think we're jumping ahead. Too far now. Too far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Quansah, I'd rather keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your thoughts on the other players that I listed? Because a lot of people have actually disagreed with my list in terms of who I think would be sold. Because I also mentioned Luis Diaz in that
You want
list.
him gone, yeah?
I don't want him gone. A lot of people think in my chat and my community think I want him gone. I actually would keep him. I'm just looking at the football club will be looking at this as a point of view of 28, 2 years left on his contract, 55 grand a week. They'll be looking at this now, where Luis Diaz will want a new contract. You either give him the big bucks, or you get rid, unfortunately. How confident are you, for example, that Luis Diaz will put the same numbers as he did last season? Because we know previously he has struggled to hit the numbers that we would like him to previously hit, that he just hit this season.
Yeah.
I just think the football club will be looking at this like, we can get a younger version, similar price, and that could probably do better numbers in the long term.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I think the football club will look at it. And I think if we sell him, I've got a feeling we get Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon for over 100 million. Wow.
I think we can get him cheaper than that, though, because it looks like Newcastle might have more money issues again.
Okay.
I'm not
an Anthony Gordon fan, but if you guys want to go down that route, it's up to you, innit? With Diaz, listen, I was angry a lot of times with the way he plays and the numbers he brings up. Like sometimes, but last season, man, I can't argue with the guy. The guy's done a phenomenal job. He changed my mind about him. Let me just put it that way. Playing as obviously on a withdrawn striker and playing on the left wing as well. As you said, he's 28, heading towards 29. You could get a resale value on him like 50 million, probably 60 million. Would I take that? I would take that 100%. I would take that because I think Gakpo done enough last season to be recognized as one of the important players in the team, if you know what I mean, before that injury. So if we're going to go down the younger route, listen, and Liverpool are willing to pay like for Anthony Gordon to get him in, listen, I will support him if he's at the club. He's not my type of winger, you know what I mean? Because I'm looking for a winger that can play, obviously, in the Premier League and in Europe, not just in one place, if you know what I mean. I think we should do better than Gordon, but if they want to go down that route for homegrown, you know, and all that stuff, who am I to argue, bro? But yeah, Diaz.
I just think if we're gonna get a left winger, there's not. I think the left wing market's pretty dead.
You
I
just
don't
said
rate.
someone earlier, bro. You forgot.
Sorry.
You just said you talked about someone earlier.
Oh yeah, Rodrigo. But I'm thinking that's the
Rodrigo
dream.
gives me Mane vibes, you know. Honestly,
Rodrigo is the dream, but the thing is whether it's actually likely. Anthony Gordon's a lot more realistic. That the Rodrigo deal comes down to whether he wants to come or not. If he's happy to stay, he's going to stay at Real Madrid ultimately. And I'm looking at the other left wingers in the market.
what about that kid from Dortmund?
Adeyemi.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
He'll be cheaper. He's young.
Quick. I'll be honest, not for me.
Scores goals, works hard. Think about what I'm saying, mate.
Okay, would you take?
It reminds me of a guy I just mentioned.
Would you take Semenyo at Bournemouth then?
I'll take him. I'll tell you why.
Because I think he does all that, and I actually think he's better.
You know what I like about him? He can play right across the front line, and he's both-footed.
Semenyo is a player I like, but he's one of those ones where I might just want to wait another year and see how he does at Bournemouth. In my opinion, but Anthony Gordon's the left winger I want.
If you're romantic, innit, Liverpool boy, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm not gonna say no if he's at the club. I'll support anyone. Like when people are telling me about Arne Slot. Why are we going for a guy we don't even know who he is? And I said, give the guy a chance, innit? You don't know.
For all we know, Florian Wirtz could play the left wing.
I don't think we bought him for that, bro. Someone's like to play left wing. There you go.
Like, for all we know, we could see something next season that nobody would have predicted. I think we all know how we're going to use our fullbacks and stuff like that from just watching the fullbacks in general. But I'm really intrigued to see if we do sell Diaz. Leao, the thing is with Leao, man, I think he's just too expensive. I'm pretty sure he's got a release clause.
No. This is why I come in and tell you. Leao, it's not expensive. I'll tell you why it's not expensive. Who owns AC Milan?
Sorry?
Who owns AC Milan?
Who owns AC Milan?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you the name. Redbird. Who is Redbird associated with?
Redbird.
They own a stake in FSG, so Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think financially is anything wrong with that. It's the way he
The thing is, from what I've seen, though, I saw that he did sign the release clause.
Nah, but listen, if John W. Henry and Redbird, hierarchies agree a deal, there's no problem, is it?
That's my only thing. Like, whether, the thing is with Leao as well for me, I feel like he's not going to get better than what he is at 25.
Let me know when you want me to come in and I'll tell you, yeah.
What do you rate Rafael Leao?
I don't rate any of these players you guys mentioned anyway.
Same with Nico Williams. Nico Williams is another guy.
Yeah, I can't judge players if I haven't seen them play on a regular basis. So, about Rafael Leao, guys, yeah, I can't judge him. He's the main player for AC Milan, a terrible team. I mean, let's just be honest. They're not as good as they used to be. He plays week in and week out. He's the main player. He gets marked more than any other player in the team. So say he comes to Liverpool, and all that burden that he has at AC Milan that's taken away from him. He's 6'3", something like that. He's quite tall, isn't he? He cuts inside, very quick, creates goals as well. Say he comes to Liverpool and all that pressure is off his shoulders. because the pressure is going to be on Salah, better players, you know what I mean? And probably Wirtz, Soboslai, McAllister. So all that pressure is taken away from him as he has in AC Milan. So he comes to Liverpool and starts performing. Would you complain about that? Because like I said, he's the main man for AC Milan. A lot of pressure on him. He gets marked every game.
If Leao came in and performed, like obviously I'm gonna, be excited and happy, but I just think
don't expect what I'm trying to say, bro. Don't expect the same performances to be at Liverpool as his AC Milan. Whatever, because you guys say he's not consistent, right? The consistency is what bothers you, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's other names in the chat that other people have said. Barcola.
I like him.
I actually like Barcola, but I think PSG they're gonna charge us an arm and a leg for him, and you're probably looking at maybe somewhere upwards of 80+ million. And at that point, do you want to keep Diaz? I think Barcola's numbers have actually been pretty good for a guy that's probably not going to be the main man or in the front three, because you're looking, it's going to be Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Doué. So Barcola's not going to be that guy. So I'm intrigued to see what could potentially happen with him. Could you see a world where we don't get a striker and we just get a left winger?
Most probably, yeah, because that's the easiest target, isn't it?
Because you could play Gakpo down the middle. Diaz can play down the middle. Jota. So I won't be surprised. I said it for a long time. I won't be surprised if Liverpool go and get a winger instead of a striker that can just score goals.
Now, like they're looking for a striker. Once they sign these two players, that's their next target, a striker. Yeah, listen, bro. Like you got to think about it, guys. Yeah, when you're in a position of power, you got to take it, man. Learn from past mistakes, man. Like you can't keep going back, hesitating and all that stuff. You know what you need. You need a striker, probably another winger, and a DM and a centre back. Go for them, innit? Go and get them. Go. I mean, because if you correct all those places that has doubts, then next season you could dominate football. So if you've got the opportunity, take it with both hands. No other team is in our position right now, making it easy for themselves. You know what I mean? We know what we need. That's the most important thing. I'd rather know what I need than not. So yeah, man, take the opportunity, man. All these doubts, like we don't want to get this player and that player, shouldn't be anything that we should be discussing.
Oh no, I don't think it's a doubt in my mind. I just think it's something what I think could happen. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But as I said, like I'm talking to the club, like you're not gonna get this opportunity all the time. I mean, other teams will improve eventually one day. So when you're at the top, take the opportunity, man. Make yourself invisible. Learn from past mistakes.
I just think, in my opinion, that if we are going to see the striker, it's not going to be until after the Club World Cup, because I think right now, again, it's just going to mainly be about get your outgoings going. So then we don't have to worry about, can we find a club for so-and-so because we want to move him on. So I think right now it's going to be about your outgoings. Then we'll come back to your incomings, because I think Liverpool will have the players in mind that they like. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a really interesting rest of the summer. Have you got any shouts of players that you think will leave that not many people think will leave?
Gomez, I think he's going to be leaving this summer. Who else can we say? Robertson, I think he'll be leaving. And Jota, I've got a feeling Jota might be gone because he's not producing what we need, man, up front. That's why we're talking about strikers right now.
Exactly. The thing is with Jota's games, they've actually improved. He just can't do what he normally did in finish.
The directness and the finishing that he normally used to do, like running at people and taking them on and all that stuff. I miss the direct side of Jota's game. It doesn't matter what defender it is, I'm going to go at you, take you on and score. I miss that.
Frimpong will leave.
Great shout out.
Endo, I think Endo will stay. I just think Liverpool will look at it like
Endo? Endo's gone, bro.
You think Endo's going?
Mate, he's gone. What are you talking about? He's not gonna stay.
You're not keeping Endo?
The head coach doesn't even play him, bro. He only
Yeah,
plays
but,
him in
the
the
thing is,
game.
what Endo does a good job for what we need him to do. Bring him on with 10-15 to go. The record speaks for itself. When Endo comes on the pitch, we don't concede.
Bro, it's the way Arne Slot is working. He never gives that guy a chance to start games. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think Endo's is gone, man. I'll be shocked if he still stays, bro. Really shocked.
Yes, Charlie said, what about because I actually said, would you take Jonathan David on a free transfer?
I don't know who that is, man. I know he plays in the French football and that, but
For me,
is he
he's
clever?
got really good numbers for a 25-year-old. Free transfer. He's not gonna. The wage structure is not going to cost you much. For a player that can chip in,
Yeah.
it's something that I would take and I would look at. Not to be the main striker to lead the line for Liverpool, like obviously not.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of more names. Yeah, your Nat Phillips and your Reece Williams will be gone.
I don't
Calvin
know.
Ramsey had high hopes for him, but
He's
he's
gone.
he's suffered the past couple of years. Morton will be gone. Elliott, I like Elliott, but he just doesn't suit how we play. And obviously, yeah, Nunez. I think Jota will stay, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
I just don't think Liverpool, because I think we can both agree Chiesa will be gone. Darwin's gone. That's two out the door. Potentially Luis Diaz, if a bid comes in from Saudi. With Jota, that's 4 attackers gone.
But the thing is, what's the use of having him at the football club? He gives me the Sturridge vibes. You know what I mean? Just being there whenever he's fit. We don't need players like that. We need players that's going to be fit throughout the season, my friend. And not only that, his injuries is never operation kind of injuries. It's always impactful injuries. And he's out for about 2 months because someone landed on him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I'd rather we get someone in, obviously. You have to get someone in order for them to leave. You know what I mean? I agree with you 100% with that one.
So here's if let's say we sold Chiesa, Darwin, Diaz, and Jota. If I offered you, let's say Anthony Gordon, Jonathan David on a free, Hugo Ekitike, are you swapping them for them 3?
Which three, sorry? Chiesa, who?
So Chiesa, Diaz, Jota, and Darwin, right? Based off those 4, they're the ones that people want to leave the football club and stuff like that. Would you swap them for Jonathan David on a free, Hugo Ekitike, who's been probably the most linked striker right now with us, and Anthony Gordon?
So 3 for 4.
Yeah.
I really don't rate that much of Anthony Gordon. No, that one. Jonathan David, I don't know nothing about. I need to check him out. And who's the other one you said? Ekitike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ekitike. He's going to cost a lot of money, bro. 80 million. No. No, not really. No. They're not the players. We're a different club now, bro. You know, what you need to understand is we're a different club where, the standards has to be higher than,
Yeah, the standards are high, mate. But the thing is, I'm just, the question was obviously just based off like who we are
I wouldn't.
Currently linked with, because the window's back open now, isn't it? It opens back up today. So I think you'll see some outgoings, in my opinion, this week. I think Elliott will be looked to be moved on next, alongside with. I wouldn't be surprised if Darwin gets sold this week, with Napoli moving up their interests in Darwin Nunez. And then it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Luis Diaz. Here's the name. Would you keep Bajcetic?
Yeah, I would keep him. He's got potential in it. Like he's and he's free. You know what I mean? We didn't buy this player, so, and he played a couple of seasons ago in the first team, and he was one of the best players. You know what I mean? So I'll keep him. If we haven't got a DM, well, there you go, isn't it?
I really like
another season for a DM. You got the cover there.
I think with Bajcetic, he's starting to come into his own now.
Yeah,
he's kind of recovered from that his injury. He had a really good second loan spell. this season, and I think he's starting to fill out a lot more because I think that's what you need in a slot system. You need to be quite filled out. You can't be flimsy on the ball as he was. I think Ben Doak could be an interesting name because from what I've seen of him, he's an exciting player. But then if we can get 30 million, the club will probably sell him.
Yeah, cash in. If you get something like that, cash in, man. He's never going to be the replacement for Salah. You know, he plays the same position as Salah. So
yeah, we have to have the Man City mindset. You know when they sold their youth players for decent fees?
There you go, bro. You're catching on.
And you know,
at the top, that's what you got to do, bro.
That's what. Hopefully, Liverpool. I wish we used our youth setup like that because that's how do you think they fund half of the transfer windows? Selling these Manchester Cities. Like you're selling the Sanchos, you're selling the Delaps, the Lavias, putting sell-on clauses on there. So when they move on, they're still getting money from that.
Oh yeah.
So I like Basic. I don't see Liverpool making a move for Edison, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I think they will, from what I've seen, bro, I think they're willing to wait another season for the DM. I think so. Because don't forget, McAllister could play as a DM. Obviously, Gravenberch and Bajcetic. If your guy still stays there, like you said, Endo does another one as well. And some people were actually saying Szoboszlai should move back a bit. You know what I mean? Probably in that.
We saw it in pre-season where Szoboszlai was actually playing further deeper, and we saw it against Brighton.
Oh yeah,
away. So I think that that for me is already an indicator on how we're going to play next season with certain players.
Yeah.
Obviously, Szoboszlai will play further deeper. I think I'm fairly relaxed and happy with the midfield selection as long as we don't let any of them go. I think Harvey Elliott will obviously be the only one that will go, but I'm happy with the midfield selection. For me, again, just bring me a striker and I'll be happy with the rest of the window. Would you be happy with the? Would you be happy? Are you happy with the midfield and the defense?
Listen, I've been wanting a DM for a long time, innit? And since Gravenberch is coming in that position, we look like a different team. I still think we need one, but if we don't get one, I'm happy with the transfers that we're doing, bro.
Yeah, I'll be happy with the midfield and defense. I just hope, although I wouldn't mind taking a punt at Mark Guehi with 1 year left on his contract.
We mean the Palace centre back?
Yeah. 1 year left. I can see Liverpool.
I'll take him. But if you're saying he's the long-term replacement for Van Dijk, I have to object there, bro. I don't think it's the long-term.
No. For me, one of the long-term replacements in Hickey at Leverkusen, he's got a 60 million euros release clause.
Do you rate him that highly? Because I keep hearing about this defender. Like, is he close to Van Dijk or something? Like, what's so good about that guy?
I like Hickey when I watched him when Bayer Leverkusen went unbeaten. Since then, I've managed to watch a bit of them in like the Champions League and stuff. I like him for the price and the value of him. He's only 23, so in 2 years' time, he'll be in prime age to take control of that centre back area role. Everyone wants Bastoni. We're not getting Bastoni. That's where we need to be somewhat realistic because we've got Van Dijk and Konate right now. We're not signing Bastoni. Like, as much as we like, as you mentioned, we can have standards and stuff like that. Is Bastoni gonna? Does Bastoni start for you?
No. What? I don't even know. I know he's a left-sided player. He's a left back and a centre back, whatever it is. But I'm not all about that, bro. I keep telling people I'm not all about these left-sided centre backs with the left foot and all this stuff. I want to. The reason, like, teams struggle because they move away from what they used to. I mean, as a centre back, you know what I mean. So that's why it was 30 years between Hansen and Van Dijk, because we tried all these different types of centre backs to get us back to the top, and it hasn't worked. As soon as we got something similar to Hansen, there you go. You know, the success follows. So I'm not all about that. I'm all about dominance, aerial duels, obviously on the floor, pace. That's what we need as a centre back. But all this stuff about left-footed and all this stuff, just put that in the back burner, man. You don't have to be left-footed. Get a proper centre back that's more than capable of, winning the battles on the pitch and can get you league titles. That's what I want. I've seen Henkape, is that his name?
Yeah,
He's all right, but he's nowhere near the top quality centre backs that we've seen down the years. I mean, he's all right, but we need something like big, man. We need something like closer to Van Dijk. There's never going to be a defender like Van Dijk. Let's just put it that way, guys. But we could get something closer. You know what I mean? Learn from past mistakes, man. I mean, we can't keep going back to these type of centre backs that's never going to win us league titles again. You need dominance at the back, man. Get back to getting the dominance. That's what we was good at before, and that's what we should be good at in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it happening, to be honest. I think the likely defender we bring in will be Hato.
Yeah.
In my opinion, which
Hato's good, man. But
I think we do want a centre back though, because
Mhm.
we was highly interested and wanted Dean Huijsen. And I think that's a shame, because I actually think he's going to be a quality in a couple of years' time. Literally can do it.
Real Madrid going to be patient enough to let him develop as a player? That's the question as well.
I think it depends, because some players just naturally elevate their game when they go to Real Madrid. You have a single flop. Do you know what I mean? So I think it will be interesting to see how he would do there. Yeah. I think they will be patient, because they know he's going from, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but he's going from Bournemouth to Real Madrid, and he's going to be getting the minutes and the experience straight away. So it's up to him whether he learns and adapts to the whole natural environment at Real Madrid. Yeah. So I think that will be interesting. Comment like, I think, had to replace Robbo, then a replacement for VVD. Yeah, I think Hato. It just makes sense for him to come in.
He's an all-round player, man. I think Liverpool should go for him. I tell you why I think Liverpool should go for him, guys. The guy can play centre back comfortably. He could play left back comfortably, and he could play as a DM comfortably. So you're getting all three position covered until you get proper players there. Eventually, probably he could be a centre back or something like that. But yeah, I think he's brilliant. I think he's the type of one. If Robbo is leaving, I'll get him in 100%. No doubt about that. And he's a leader. Don't forget. Remember, you guys were looking for a leader. He's a leader. He's a captain. He's a captain.
I've not seen too much of him as everyone else has said, but from what I've seen and read and heard, I just think it's a signing that I see Liverpool doing, and it just makes sense. And I don't think I think a player like him will appreciate and be excited about, one, signing for Liverpool, two, learning from Virgil van Dijk, playing alongside with the rest of his, the Dutch players, best mate in Gravenberch. Arne Slot can put his arm around him. Do you know what I mean? So he'll have that comfortable of that Dutch connection to make the succession that he would need to be at Liverpool. Yeah. And for the price, you can't go wrong for 30 million.
You're getting three players in one. What more do you need, man? You know what I mean? Like, if players get injured, who's there to cover those positions? Him. So, and we've got a lot of players like that. Have you guys noticed that? Like, we've got a lot of players at our football club that can play in different positions, and that helps the team. Hence why we're champions. Remember how many injuries we got last season, and players cover different positions. It helps, man. It helps you.
I mean, yes. Slot said it many times that he likes the versatile players anyway.
Yes, man. Yes.
So, Hato is like Joe Gomez. Yeah, in some sense, when he can play centre back in multiple positions. That's why I think Liverpool will go for him if Gomez goes, because he'll be effectively a younger Joe Gomez with the experience.
I love Joe Gomez, man. Listen, I love Joe Gomez as well as the next Liverpool fan, but he's dissolving, man. You know what I mean? It's sad.
I love him, man. But
he's the longest serving Liverpool player. You know that. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys know. Yeah. And
I feel sorry for him because, like, mentally as well, what he's
yeah,
had to go through, ACLs, the other injuries he's picked up, you know.
and the injuries, nobody touched him. Don't forget.
Nope. That's the thing. It's not like he got. I just wish we saw him at least score one goal.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
deserved to have scored under Klopp, man. How many times did we say shoot, shoot, shoot as fans?
I'm in the stand saying that myself, bro.
Like, I just. I feel sorry for Joey G, man. Like, genuinely, probably he seems like just a generally nice guy.
Everybody loves him at Liverpool, bro. Everybody loves him, man. The new players, the old players, the tea ladies, Carol and Carol. I mean, everybody loves him. They say out of all the players at Liverpool Football Club, since we always talk about experience, he's the one who always welcomes people in and talks to them when they're feeling like they're alone and all that stuff. That's the kind of guy we got over there with Joe.
Gomez will be looking at this look with my
Mm.
age and the crop of centre backs that England
Yeah.
bringing through. He might think this is the one chance to saloon to make this World Cup squad. If I can go somewhere, have a good somewhat season, it could be that the last dance of, to try and make it, with England, with the World Cup and stuff. So, because he's obviously not going to get the minutes in the game time that he would need and require. So, I think it's I think it comes down to what he needs. I think Liverpool will be happy to keep him.
Yeah.
I think it will come down to like a Robertson situation where if Robertson said, "Oh, I wanted to go," Liverpool won't stand anyway. You've been a brilliant servant. Same with Joe Gomez. I think that would be a very much similar situation. Pacho, I would love Pacho, but he's going to cost you 80 million again.
Oh, damn.
So
who does he play for?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Okay.
Yeah, Paris Saint-Germain. Palace, Bournemouth, options are plenty for Gomez to play first team football. Yeah, you could easily go to a Palace, a Villa, somewhere like that. There's no. I mean, I could see Newcastle maybe being interested. He's not going to cost you loads.
Nah, no chance.
20, 25 million.
We'll get our blessing in it. You will get our blessing for that as well. So
yeah, it's a shame though because if he goes, he won't get the send off he would want.
No.
10 years at the club, and that's the same with Robertson.
People forget, Gomez was Van Dijk's partner in our first, Premier League top.
18, 19, yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah, he was absolute. Oh, man, it was unbelievable. 18, 19.
Yeah, bro. How long are you gonna stay on? I'm gonna go in a minute.
Sorry, mate.
How long are you gonna stay on for? I'm gonna go in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. I need to nip to the shops and stuff. So, do you want to let the people know, mate, where they can find you and shout your channel out, what content you do, and what stuff you got coming up?
Yeah, guys, I do the same content as this gentleman in here. Footy Reacts. I talk about transfers. I talk about individual players, what we think about them. I do tactical things as well. I've got my tactical board on the show. I do panel shows as well with a lot of people. Anything you want, really. Anything you want, I'm there on that channel, LFC Reds Forever channel, doing things like that. So join me and have your say and react to what I say. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join me, man. But first of all, subscribe to this young gentleman here. He's doing some outstanding works, man, in such a short time as well. Like I'm impressed. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, forget about me. Just think about this channel and subscribe and like and all that good stuff because he deserves it, man. 100%.
The thing is with me, mate, I'm just I started YouTube because I like to help people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get involved in the discussions, the conversations. Like for me, I don't care if I have 1,000 subs or 10,000 subs. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not about the numbers because otherwise you get found out very quickly when it comes to the numbers.
Yeah.
If you're constantly chasing the pound note, Like
Yeah.
we know there's certain YouTube channels like that. We don't need to discuss them.
Mhm.
You know, we're going to discuss
Not to
about
them,
the
innit? It's down to them, bro. Respect to
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean, but not all of us are like them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. We discuss, and I prefer to spend my time with people that are realists, you know, and kind people that, you know, don't care about
It's not like a popularity contest, is it, bro? It's about
exactly.
the chat and interactions with people, and what comes out of it. You could agree, you could be in the middle, you could disagree. That's the invitation to these channels that we have. You know what I mean? There's never like, oh, it's my way or the highway kind of thing. You know what I mean? that doesn't come from us lot. We're all supportive. You know what I mean? We're Liverpool fans, and we support our own, innit? We support our own, man.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how it should be. You know, there's no better time to come together as a fan base. So and that goes online and offline. So I appreciate your time, mate, for coming on.
Anytime, bro. Like, if I'm
Appreciate
free,
your
if you
time.
want me to jump on, I'll jump on, bro. Just send me the link. I'll come on.
Yeah, 100%, mate. So if you do any shows like anytime, I'll see if I'm free. If I'm free, bro, I'll happily give my time back to you, mate. Hence why I always, you know, give you a couple of raids if you're live. You know, when I've tuned
Appreciate
into
that,
your
bro.
content. So,
I need to learn about this raid, how to do it. What do you got? Settings in it or something?
so
Is it settings?
you go to whatever, like if you're streaming on a laptop or MacBook or whatever, go to YouTube Studio,
Yeah.
and you know when you can see like your likes and stuff. Click on Edit, and then I think it's customization. You go down, and it says gives you an option to redirect.
Customization. Yeah. I'm on I'm on my computer, not laptop. So do you go to settings or?
So, right. So let's say you're live right now.
Yeah.
You go to the studio, and then
Mhm.
I think it's customization
Yeah. I got
in
that.
redirect.
So there's a bit that says redirect on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're live, it gives you the option.
Yeah. I'm not live, so it's not gonna give you now. I'll get
Yeah.
you. I'll get you. I got that customization. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's quite easy
Yeah,
to
the
do.
badges and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you. I'll get you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. I've dropped
Anytime.
your link in the chat anyway, so hopefully I'll put in the link in the description as well. So if anyone's watching on the playback, um put his link in the description. There we go. So if you're watching on the playback, people, make sure you drop a subscription and a like, share to whoever. And I appreciate all the people in the chat who smashed the like, subscribed. 71 likes, you know, we'll take that. Thank you very much, everyone,
Anytime.
for subscribing and liking in today's stream. We'll be back later. I might do the Chelsea game.
Yeah, actually watching this World Cup. Oh my god.
I've got to put the hours in, mate. Got to grind.
I can't do it, bro. I tried the first one in it in the early hours in the morning. I'm never doing it again. That's done.
I watched about 10 minutes of it, and my girlfriend was like, "What is this?" I was like, even my girlfriend knew what, and my girlfriend doesn't watch football.
Oh
She can't
man.
stand it. Even she was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I only tuned in because Suarez and Messi in it. Suarez
Yeah.
and Messi in it. But mate, they were terrible, man. They passed their sell by date, man. Allow that, man. Just give up. But yeah, that 10-0 game yesterday as well, the Bayern Munich game. I said, wow, this is the quality of football we're watching. No
Yeah,
wonder
but
I'm watching football outside the Premier League.
that's like me playing against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
For Auckland City. Like, let's be real here. You know, they're one of the worst ranked teams in the whole of the world, Auckland City. So
What has football become, brother? What has football become?
it's all a cash grab, mate. It's all a cash grab.
Of course.
It's all
All
about
right,
the money.
bro. You take
But
care,
yeah,
guys.
appreciate you coming on, mate. Take care of
Anytime
yourself,
you
bro.
need me, man, just let me know, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
100%, bro.
Take care, bro.
Take care of yourself, bro. Big up to Fozzie for coming on the channel. Appreciate him, guys. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're liking the stream. Get subscribing to the channel, guys. Get liking, and obviously, if you are watching on the playback, make sure you drop a subscription in from the link below. So make sure you do all those things. Very important you do so. Big up the chat. I'm going to be going live later, So make sure. I'm gonna raid it now. So yeah, make sure when I raid it to the next stream, drop a like and subscribe. The issues the good new Australia Zealand teams played. Yep. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Big up the chat. Take care of all yourselves. Drop a like on the next stream. Take care and goodbye.